After viewing the tape, I thought we did some good things against Alabama State. Seemed to be a little frustrated last week during the game, but really just watching the tape, I thought we did some good things. We know we got a lot of work to do, but overall pretty decent play. I thought Jalen did a nice job making some plays with his feet. I thought he did a nice job throwing it at times. There were a few throws that stuck out to me during the game that we know he missed, but after watching the tape, really thought he did a good job of hitting some guys as well. So got to continue to work our passing game and improve in that area. But to score 48 points was good to see. Defensively, same thing. Started a little slow, a little bit frustrated, but we settled in and played some pretty good defense. They gave up the one big play late. That was also frustrating, but overall did decent. Good to see the special teams come up again, step forward and make a good play with the block punt. Create great field position for us once again. Another big challenge this week with another top 10 team. Be exciting week for us, a big challenge. Missouri is a very good football team, as we all know, very balanced, do a great job of running it, throwing it, keeping you off balance. Their defense has been the biggest, I guess, improvement for them, or just playing extremely good defense this year. Top 4 in our league in scoring defense, so very active, very disruptive. So it'll be a great challenge for us.
Mark, given the fact that you threw as many passes in the first 16 minutes of the second half as you did the entire first half with Jalen, do you feel like, is that by design you wanted to work on the passing game?
We did want to work on the passing game a little bit, yes, we did. We wanted to keep on improving and working in that area.
Mark, how are you on the injury front? That you said you sort of feared the worst about Alex.
Yeah, we're pretty banged up. It's not good. It's not good news with Alex. He'll be out for the remainder of the year. It's probably not good news for Ryan Timmons for this game. So we're getting pretty thin.
Is Timmons a bad sprain or?
Yeah, sprained ankle.
Mm-hmm. Alex torn something or?
Yeah, he'll be out for the year with an ACL.
Mm-hmm. How good is the Sam's kid as far as the defensive lineman you see?
He's very good, very disruptive, very active. I really like him.
Coach, how do you handle that pressure when last week I think you gave up 2 sacks in the second drive against a team that was heavy?
Pardon me?
How do you handle that pass rush when last week
yeah.
2 sacks early?
Missouri does a nice job. They mix it up, but they really count a great deal on their front 4. So that could be tough as well. Because when they get them covered up and get active with their 4 guys, gives them some more guys in pass coverage. So we'll have our hands full. That's a very active front. We just need to be better. We need to execute our offense, keep them off balance, continue to run the ball, continue to execute our screens and getting the ball out of our hands and mixing it up with the drop back pass as well.
Do you feel like you have enough depth at receiver? I mean, especially if you lose those 2 guys.
No, I don't think we've had enough depth, but so we got to continue to work and continue to improve. It was nice to see some guys last week step up. I thought Jeff Badette had played his best game. That was good to see. DeMarco, we need to continue to get him healthy and get him back in the fold, doing some good things. AJ's doing some better things as well, so that's a good sign.
Can Javis see, or is he?
Yeah, Javis should be fine. Javis will be fine. Yeah.
Mark, Missouri's sitting at plus 15 turnover. What do you see going on there?
I see our offense doing a very good job of protecting the ball. They've been very conscious of that. I think we do a good job of coaching ball security, and the quarterbacks have done a nice job of protecting the ball. And that's a big key. I think you could see a team as explosive as Missouri. They've feasted on turnovers as well. So we've got to be very careful with the ball again this week. And defensively, again, we're getting fumbles. We're having a hard time getting interceptions. We got to do a better job getting some interceptions, but it's nice to see us creating some fumbles and getting some turnovers there.
Simply on Missouri's turnovers, they have a
yeah.
huge margin in turnover ratio as opposed to the rest of the league. What are they doing to get?
Well, they're very active. They're a very active group, and generally when you see an offense as explosive as they are, teams are trying to catch up quite a bit as well. So you got a chance to create some turnovers there as well, but because they're a hard team to keep up with.
Seems like you faced this a few times differently based on which quarterback they play Saturday?
Not too much, no. Really don't. They're both very good quarterbacks. Their offense basically stays the same, so, yeah.
Coach, you gave up another throwback.
Yeah.
What was it like in the film room when you showed the defense?
It's frustrating. You know, we got to do that today, so that's coming up. But thanks for reminding me. I'll start with that. No, that can't happen. You know, it's just a lack of discipline. Mm-hmm.
Coach, I know it sounds, I guess, a silly question, but what happened with Alex, is that a teachable moment for you guys?
Yeah, I think it is. You know, we have to address that today as well. You know, I do think about it, you know, when they're doing that stuff. And even at practice, sometimes we're having fun. You don't want to take away the energy. You know, you want them excited, like somebody commented the other day. I mean, we want to be cheering quite a bit and creating big plays, and we want the excitement there. We've got to be smart about that. I tell you, I'm even nervous. We got a couple of those guys that could do backflips, and sometimes they'll do that before practice and kind of get guys sparked up, and I'm a little leery of that as well. So, yeah, we might have to get our feet on the ground for our celebrations right now. So we can't afford to lose anybody else.
I mean, it sounds funny, but you're...
Well, I mean, yeah, we lose enough guys during games and practice. You know, we can't lose them in pregame and doing celebrations, that's for sure.
Have you thought about this enough that you've actually got to, stay on the ground?
Well, I mean, we're not going to overdo it, but, you know, I'm going to definitely talk to them about relaxing a little bit with that jumping and chest bumping and all that stuff.
Coach, being an old defensive back coach, you got to love the 17 interceptions they have. Is it their coverage scheme, or is it because of that front four?
I think they're very active. A lot of it has to do with their front four, and a lot of it has to do with their scoring a boatload of points. You know, so anytime you're scoring over 40 points a game, and, you know, the teams have got to get desperate at times and start throwing the ball around, and they get a lot of turnovers.
Mark, you're getting thin and wide receiver, but you got a lot of tight ends. Might use those well?
Yeah, we need to. We need to continue to work those guys, yeah.
Mark, you talked about Jalen missing throws. Is that a technique problem? Is it a timing problem? What are
the problems?
There was a couple. There was one or two. One in particular, I thought the offense, the receiver could have done a better job. And then there were a few that he just missed. You know, again, I don't think we need to get into overcoaching that with him. He needs to continue to get a feel and getting better and get reps and get playing time. And he did that. I thought he made some nice throws, but he just short-armed it or guided it or tried to be too accurate and aim it, you know, whatever the reason. He just missed a few. But he'll get better with playing time, too.
Is it easy to forget sometimes that he hasn't played a whole lot of
Yeah, it is. You do have to remind yourself that he's going to get better. And that's why I say after watching the tape, I really thought he did some good things and really made some nice throws. So he's going to get better and better. He just needs to get more comfortable, get some more reps, and we need to be better around him as well.
Mark, as a defensive coach, when you see an offensive player making hits like Mobley has on special teams, does any part of your mind think maybe we could use a guy like that?
Absolutely. Yeah, that came up yesterday in the staff meeting. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to have him on defense, but we, you know, that's basically the message. He's going to get the ball or he's going to come play defense. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you have any other guys like that?
Yeah. Well, you're always watching. We're always recruiting. Yeah.
Coach, last week you talked a lot about just this team needs to win just for confidence and going into the last 4 SEC games. Do you believe in momentum? Do you think your team will have some going into Missouri?
I hope so. I think we'll have more energy. I think, you know, it was good to get a win. We needed that. Our team has been working hard. We need to look at this tape today and see what we did right and see what we did wrong and just keep on grinding, keep on working and getting better. We're going to need to improve a great deal, again, between last week and this week to win this game. And I believe our players will have a great mindset. And you know, I think we're beat up a little bit, but I think most teams are. So we've got to find a way to have some other guys step up and respond and have great energy and have a great week of preparation.
Coach, last week your running backs talked a lot about working on making people miss. How do you think they did in, you know, those kind of little...
Better. We did much better. I felt like we were more physical, and we made some better moves in the open field and created some misses.
How much of that is just JoJo becoming
he seems like he is that guy that you
Yeah.
want, the home run guy, just becoming more comfortable with all the other things. to
Yeah, I
be
think
out there.
I think that's a big part of it with him, just getting that playing time and getting him in the flow and getting him more carries. But again, Raymond's doing some good things as well. But we need to continue with both of those guys and Deshaun of creating bigger plays and making guys miss. Or with Deshaun, could be physical at times. So we've got the three of them that need to continue to work and get better.
Coach, as you plan your practices for a week like this, and you just talked quite a deal today about how beat up you are, how guys got knocked around. How does that affect when you plan for practice? Because you obviously got to get some guys ready to play.
Yeah.
You're going to try to keep guys healthy.
Yeah. A little bit. It will alter it slightly, and we have to be smart and make a few adjustments here and there. And one of those is just a simple adjustment. Just today, we'll go a little bit lighter. We'll go with just helmets today instead of shoulder pads and helmets. And tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, we have to get our work in, and we have to balance how much we do good on good and how physical we play against each other this late in the season. But you're also just trying to progress your program too, and develop guys, get them better. So we've got a lot of work to do.
5 straight games that he's played in, Bud's had a sack now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's still playing in a lot of pain.
He's getting better. I think he's getting more comfortable. He hasn't, at least I haven't noticed it or anything, but he is. He's doing a really good job. He's a very good football player and very versatile. He's doing a lot of things for us. He puts his hand down when we're in our 4 down. We play our 3-4. He's standing up, doing some good things, and he's a very smart player, very instinctual, and I really like the way he's playing.
Mark, one of the things DJ said the other night was you got to play a lot of guys on defense. Was there anybody that maybe we hadn't seen a whole lot of who kind of stuck out to you?
Yeah, we're continuing to work with Marcus McWilson and bring him along. And Jaleel, it's good to get Jaleel out there a little bit. But yeah, all those guys need to continue. Hatcher's been a guy that we've been impressed with all year. Again, he's got that hand, and we just need to continue to work with him. I want to see him in the game sooner. I think we got to get him involved because he's a guy that has a bright future, and he's getting better and better every time he takes the field. He gets better.
After the Mississippi State game, Avery said he hoped that you guys would start blitzing a lot more. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun in that game for them. Was that a scheme thing, or are you getting more confident in their ability to kind of make those decisions?
Yeah, I think we're constantly trying to find that balance of mixing it up and finding the right balance of pressuring and playing coverage. So we're being as multiple as we can handle with executing the defense and with the personnel that we have.
How are they doing picking up the scheme?
Yeah.
Where you hope to be at this point?
Yeah, I think we're good. I mean, like all teams, I mean, you're never perfect. We're working to get that way, and we're getting better and better. We are doing quite a bit between 4 down and 3 down and doing a variety of things. Then it gets into a personnel issue as well. I mean, we've got some safeties that, are better back there on the half field than they are playing man-to-man coverage and different things like that. So you got to watch how much you're mixing in. Even last week we went to another package, which was a brand new package, where we basically played with 3 corners and a nickel and 1 safety, and just gave us a little bit more speed on the field, and that was out of the 3 down front. So that was a good package for us, and it enabled us to play tighter coverage with some guys. So we're going to continue to work just different things like that. We got to find the best ways to create some matchups for ourselves.
Did you do some different things with your linebacker said tonight, Trayvon in particular?
Well, we did what we were doing out of the 3 down, out of the 3-4 front. It was a little bit different, yes. Yeah.
How much of when you were at Florida State that first year, you're teaching a new defense, and you have to, like you say, you've got to balance what you want to do and what you can execute.
Right.
But when you get into that second year, does it become a little more second nature to some of these guys because it's the second year through and the same with the program?
It definitely helps, because then you could make change-ups, but the concepts always carry with you. And I think the more and more comfortable they get, the better it is.
Jason was obviously a guy that's very highly talented. In what ways is he advanced as a freshman?
Well, he's still a very explosive guy. He's had this cast on now for I don't know how many weeks, but it hurts a little bit with his weight and things like that, and lifting, and this late in the season, just with his size, it's hurt him a little bit. But he's another guy that's very versatile, a lot like Bud, in that he could put his hand down in the dirt and play with 4 down, or he could stand up and play some 3-4. So he's multiple, he's explosive, and he's got a bright future.
Did your guys look at this game against Missouri, another big team that they now have at home, as an opportunity to maybe make a statement and finish the season?
Well, absolutely. It's definitely a great opportunity for us. I mean, we've got a great team coming in here and playing at home, and at noon on a Saturday. It should be a beautiful afternoon, and we're excited about it, definitely.
Coach, after Mississippi State, that last 1-minute drive, it didn't pan out the way you wanted to, but at the end of the half, you got 30, 40 yards in 2 plays instead of a field goal. What was different about, what did you like about being able to put together that 2-minute comeback?
Well, we made the big play. Jalen made the big play with his legs. It was the big difference. Going back to Mississippi State, we missed. We had an opportunity on 3rd down to create a big play. We missed a block, and so didn't happen. But again, if we get that block, I think we have a good chance to get some yards.
What's the biggest
And even on the 4th down, we talked about missing the throw a little bit, but there were some other guys that were open on that play as well. Just didn't hit them.
It's the biggest bunch of receivers.
Yes.
They look like a bunch of basketball.
It is, absolutely. This is, I can't imagine, I can't remember playing a group bigger than this. So, very good players, very talented, very big and long and physical.
What do you do to counter? I mean, your corners are not big guys.
No.
Any really large.
You got to continue to mix things up. I mean, we've got to, we could play with 2 safeties high and all that, but they'll kill you in the run game too, and we've seen that. So they can run it and they can throw it, so they put you in a bind. And like you've heard me say many times, there's no hiding from it. You have to mix things up. You have to be multiple. You have to be able to play, but you've got to man up and play. And that's just the way it is. You're not going to just constantly trick a team like this. They've seen it all. This group, this coaching staff, they've been around for a long time and seen just about everything. And it's no mystery that they're playing very good. They're blocking, they're running, and they're throwing it and catching it. I mean, that's a pretty good combination. I mean, they've got an experienced group up front. They're healthier this year than they were last year up front. They're very physical. They could run the ball extremely well, and have a great scheme with very talented wideouts. So you put that all together, and you got a team that's averaging 40 points and 500 yards.
Mark, we're talking about being multiple on defense. How much better equipped mentally is your team now on defense to handle stuff like that at this stage of the season than they were early in the year?
Oh, I think we're much better. We're much more prepared right now. I think we can be much more multiple right now than we were early in the year. We're starting to figure out our personnel better and trying to find guys to get on the field that can help us with matchups.
Mark, your young cornerbacks, obviously you have high standards. Are they coming along the pace you would like?
They are getting better. They are. I've been impressed with Fred and Nate. I think they're getting better. They're working hard. I think Coach Ansley's doing a great job with them. Cody has come in and played, like I said, a position last week. Really, he replaced the free safety. So we played essentially with 4 corners and a safety. If you consider Blake is a very multiple guy, he's a nickel, safety, or a corner. So it's good. I think they're getting better. Obviously, we need some depth and need to continue to improve.
Do you know Coach Pinkel at all?
Very little, just from meetings and things like that. But obviously have watched them for some time.
Do you look at a situation like Missouri last year where they really struggled when they got to the SEC? A lot of it was injuries and kind of young personnel, and think,
Well,
this can happen in a year or two.
You do look at it, and again, I don't need to speak for them or anything like that, but they're different right now. I mean, they're strong up front, and I think that's probably a big difference between this year's team and last year's team, what I could notice. But yeah, I think it definitely takes some adjusting, for a team coming into this league. For them, I don't know. You'd have to ask them, but it is definitely a different league.
Did Alabama State's pass rush get to put more pressure on Jalen than you would have liked?
Yeah, definitely. They did. And I felt like we missed some blocks as well in the run game as well. So those were some of the things that were a little bit frustrating. You know, if you noticed after the game, not that I wasn't appreciative of a win, I really am, you know, but like I tell you guys all the time, really it's about just moving forward as a program, and it's just, you know, that's the same today, you know. So to me, it didn't feel any different yesterday as it did, you know, after the other losses, to be honest with you, you know, because you're just worried about your program and moving forward and getting better. And there were some things in that game that I felt like we could have done a lot better, and pass protection was one of them.
Whitlow had some success in the first 2 drives against Missouri last year down there. Have you looked at last year's?
No. No, just so much film this year to watch. I haven't got to that.
What else?
I got to look at both sides of the ball and special teams. There's a lot of plays to watch. So, yeah. Go ahead.
How much do you actually miss of the offense during in-game because of how involved you are in the defense? I mean,
a few plays here and there. I had to turn around the other day. It was 3rd down. So if there's, you know, decisions to make on 4 down or punting and things like that, I got to get back over there. But I have great confidence in the defensive coaches, but I can't help myself sometimes to get over there and get in the adjustments and things like that and talk to them. But I know they're in good hands.
Mark,
Yep.
you've got a pretty good percentage on 4th down.
Mhm.
It seems like you've gone for it. You're rather aggressive. Is that a goal of yours as a head coach? Have you always said to yourself, I'm going to go for it on 4th down more? Or is that
I just think, each situation's a little bit different. I think the other night we were in a situation, and that's a case where Neil and I will talk on 3rd down. And so some of the 3rd downs, if I know we're going to go for it on 4th downs, you know, he may have a run in there or a run pass option and just try to get us in manageable 4th down conversions as well. And I thought it was a cold night the other night, and our Joe's done a great job all year, but I thought over 50 was a reach with the cold weather. Ball wasn't traveling as well, so there was a couple situations where it was just the right situation to go for it on 4th down.